Send me your location, let's.
Alright guys, so this is preparation for Modified Keto Week 2. So we're starting off with our Cornish baby hen. So I have 4 right here. You can purchase this at BJ's. You can get 2 in a pack for about $8 to $10 depending on the size. So we're starting off with 4 of these. So I did go ahead and pre-season these overnight. It has salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and I did stuff some rosemary. So we're going for the flavor profile like a garlic butter, rosemary, roasted chicken. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make my own rub to put on top of this with butter, rosemary, and some garlic paste, and I'll show you guys how I do that. And then we're going to pop these in the oven for about 25 minutes for 1 cook, and then we're going to drizzle some butter on top and then do another 25 minutes. So all in all, it'll take about like an hour in total to cook. So this is part of the meal prep. It's going to go in combination with roasted sweet potatoes and sauteed green beans. And my lunch portion for Modified Keto this week will be a macaroni bake or pasta bake, which you guys will see in a few minutes. But we're going to start the chicken first because this takes a little bit longer to cook, and I want you guys to see all the steps. But this is just plain seasoning. If you watched my What I Eat in a Week video, I did show you guys how I season my chicken anyways. But obviously I'll list in the video exactly what seasoning I use for this. But we're going to build a profile with the actual rub we're putting on top. So guys, let's go. Alright guys, so I have my parchment paper down. I did go ahead and rinse the sweet potatoes, so I'm going to go ahead and just pour them on the sheet. So this is what they look like. I just did some kind of odd shapes. I'm probably going to pull some of these out like that, so I'm probably not going to eat that. So they're kind of like odd shapes, guys, but I wanted it like that. Left the skin on because the skin is going to make it a little bit more crispy, kind of like potato fry-ish in a way, or whatever type of way you want. Some pieces are big, but this makes the portion size better. You can measure it out nicely. So we're going to go in with some avocado oil. I actually went and tried this oil this time instead of the spray. So we're going to go ahead and drizzle a little bit of avocado oil on here. Now this avocado oil takes... it heats very quickly, so that's one thing I like. So it'll make it cook a little bit faster and a little bit crispier. So I'm going to go ahead with some black pepper. All over black pepper. We're going to make this flavorful, guys, not boring, but flavorful. So I'm also going to go in with a little bit of complete seasoning. Not a lot. The complete seasoning has a little bit of like... it has like a parsley in it, a little oregano, stuff like seasoning. So complete seasoning works. You just gotta be careful with it because it does have salt in it. So I'm gonna use that. I am gonna use my pink Himalayan salt as well too. You guys know what it do. Gonna go ahead and cluster that over. Even though some of the spots didn't get the olive oil, we're gonna just toss it with a little bit of a knife just to kind of get everything to coat a little bit. What the hell did I just drop? Whatever. So just to coat everything up, you're going to move it around. I'm also going to add in something else, people. So we're going to let these cook halfway, and then I'm going to add some butter, like butter here, butter here, butter here, butter here, butter here in the middle of it cooking, just to give it a real good flavor profile. But what I'm also going to do is use a little bit of cinnamon, just a little bit. Sometimes you like that little cinnamon kick. You don't want it to be over sweet, but you just want it to have a little cinnamon kick in it. And cinnamon is not going to hurt you on keto, so you can go ahead and do it. Even if you're doing modified, you want to do like little sweet potatoes like that. And I'm just going to top a little bit of oregano. You know what? Do I have anything else? I'll just put a little bit of oregano on it. And some parsley. But you don't want to overpower it with the parsley and oregano just because you want the flavor of the actual sweet potato to come through. So that's about it, guys. We're gonna let this go in the oven for about like 25 to 35 minutes, and then I'm gonna add some butter, drizzle of butter on it, and then put it back in for another 15 minutes. So this is what it should look like for the sweet potato.
We don't have very long time.
What is your verdict? Find the defendant guilty. The deadly narcotic. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've got to get a hold of yourself. What is your verdict? Find the defendant guilty. The deadly narcotic. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you've got to get a hold of yourself.
So I have some water boiling right now. I did add half a cube of a Maggi seasoning into this. If you don't have Maggi seasoning, you could just use chicken broth. But I have some plain water, half a cube of Maggi seasoning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drizzle a little bit of olive oil in the water just so that the noodles don't stick together. So I did 3 ounces of the keto noodles, and then I have a whole head of like a small size cauliflower. Look at all that water on the bottom. But yeah. So I'm gonna put this in once the water comes to a boil, and then we're gonna get that working, and then we're gonna start the ground turkey for the pasta bake. All right, guys, so we're moving on to the ground turkey portion of the macaroni bake or the keto bake. So we have the butterball turkey right here. It's 85% lean, 15% fat. So we're going to actually add some olive oil into the pizzan right here. It's already hot. I have it on like 4. So I'm gonna add olive oil to the pan. I'm gonna start adding my garlic paste, just a little bit. Okay, garlic paste. Then we're gonna go ahead and add some of the sofrita tomato, which is only 1. I think I showed you guys this. It's like 0 net carbs. So I add a little bit of this for flavor profile. A nice serving of it. So we'll lower it down. And then I'm gonna go in with the turkey. And we're gonna let this cook. And I'm gonna go ahead after it's like browned a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and add some dry seasoning to it. So let's keep going. So we're gonna go in with the Rayo sauce. I'll put the information on the side screen because it's not really focusing. Is it gonna focus right now? Yes, there it goes, it's focusing. It has the least amount of net carbs overall. So I'm gonna use actually 1 cup of this. And like I said, I'm gonna buff this out, guys. So it's probably the whole can, to be honest with you. Yeah. So we're gonna use 1 can of this because obviously this is more than 1 serving, so don't be afraid. When you measure things out, the net carbon will be within the limit. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to that. I'm just gonna add a little water to this. And what I'm gonna do with the cup is I'm gonna actually take some chicken broth and just pour the chicken broth into here. And then we're gonna shake it up. Just get the remainder. I didn't even realize that this entire thing was basically, the remaining whatever I had left in it was a cup. So just gonna take that with the chicken broth just to make it more of a bigger sauce. And with flavor as well too, obviously. So that's what we want. I'm gonna lower it down just because I don't want it popping all over the place. We're basically creating our sauce profile right here, as you guys can see. So yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of make a quick little ricotta, add some Parmesan cheese and stuff, and make a quick little ricotta for our pasta bake. So let's move along. We're gonna let this simmer and cook. I'm gonna taste it just to make sure the flavor's there and probably add like a little bit of butter to it. But for the most part, this is how you want it. And you guys can see I developed a thicker sauce or more sauce by just adding vegetable broth to it and just extending the sauce. So there you go.
say is, if I was your girl, all the things I do to you, I'd make you call up my name, might ask who it belongs to. If I was your woman, the things I do to you, but I'm not, so I can't, and I won't. But if I was your girl,
guys, so as you can see, this concludes our weekly meal prep. So this time around I did sweet potatoes as a carbohydrate. Now I also did go ahead and add some original flavored oatmeal packs with half a banana. Now I did that on 3 days because 2 of the days I'm actually not at home, so I will actually add the Premier Protein shakes along with these 2 days just because I'm out of the house. I'm not able to get, like, you know, if I get like hungry, I don't want to buy anything bad, so I decided just to add the Premier Protein yogurt with granola and then the assigned meals for those days. Obviously every day it's pretty good, guys. Now this pasta dish for lunch is actually very keto-fied, guys. It's made with the great low-carb bread company's Keto Noodles, and I did actually add ground turkey and cauliflower, so it's a pasta bake, so it's keto friendly. The only major carb that you're gonna get, guys, is the sweet potato with the sweet potato, but I didn't really add that many pieces in there. Try to keep it, you know, a small portion, a good amount of portion, not overdoing the carbs. And then the roasted rosemary garlic butter chicken with some garlic butter green beans. So that basically came out good, guys. Like I said, I'm doing oatmeal. I miss oatmeal. Oatmeal is also a really good carbohydrate. It's not the bad one. It's a pretty good one. Oats are pretty good. I didn't get the brown sugar flavor and all that kind of stuff because it has a lot of sugar in it. So I'll just use my vanilla extract, which has 0 net carbs, to give my oatmeal a little bit more flavor. Slice some bananas in it and I'm good to go. So this is the meal prep, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will leave all the information down below per usual, guys, but do not forget, guys, thumbs up this video, leave your comments down below, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family, people, and I will catch you guys in a later one. Bye.